Hi, this is Carol Rozakison, president of IE-CAMFT, and I'm here today with Suzette Bray, and we are going to be talking about using the body to regulate emotion, perspectives from DBT and other evidence-based treatments. Suzette, can you identify yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're going to talk about today?
Sure.
Well, I mean, not today, I should say on November 19th.
Sure. I'm Suzette Bray. I'm the founder and director of Village Counseling and Wellness. We're a DBT program with offices in Burbank and in Claremont. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the upcoming presentation, which is all about using the body to regulate emotion. And we're going to be, I'm going to be focusing mostly on DBT-based ways to use the body to downregulate when emotions are high.
So the first thing I think about when I hear DBT is borderline.
Well, yeah. But in general, it's changed. When DBT was first developed by Marsha Linehan, that's who showed up.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even know she was going to be treating folks with borderline. She just wanted to treat folks who were suicidal. And that's who walked in the door. That's who she ended up treating. But really, DBT has been expanded so much that it's evidence-based for bipolar disorder, for treatment-resistant depression, substance use, eating disorders, all kinds of stuff. So really, when folks are coming in to see us, yes, we see a lot of emotional dysregulation. And that's really how I like to think of it, because it's just basically when folks have a hard time regulating their emotions, and really with everything that's going on in the world right now, isn't that all of us?
Yes, absolutely.
It's certainly me.
Yeah, I mean, that's just human, to say the words global pandemic, it's like, huh? We're really living in those times?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I went through my own COVID fatigue and, have found different times when my body would take that in more and recognize, okay, that's just a thing. I can work on myself and, and get control of it. But, yes, you're right. I've used DBT with pretty much all types of clients, but generally the ones that go, I'm looking for DBT are borderline, but then I don't know too many substance abusers that don't have some of that criteria in there.
Yeah, I think the last statistic I saw is that, I hope I get this right. I think for folks who in substance abuse programs, there's like a 65% comorbidity with PD. So if you're treating folks with substance abuse, you're treating borderline a huge amount of the time.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that, but since like addiction is my thing, I've seen that so many times with all the programs, all the 12-step recovery programs. How do you regulate emotion? Because we were talking about the window of tolerance, and you said your technique is different. So can you explain that?
Well, not so much technique is different, just our language is different. Generally, when we're talking about deciding when we need to plug in skills, we talk a lot about SUDs, subjective units of distress. And so the idea is that where are your SUDs, and that kind of says what kind of skills you want to put in. If your SUDs are super duper high, you don't necessarily want to use a change oriented skill. You want to use an acceptance oriented skill, because anything you try to do to change the situation when your SUDs are really high, you're going to blow things up. You're going to do something that you're going to get arrested for, have to pay for, or have to apologize for. So don't try to change anything. Just try to get through it. Don't just try to survive this part until you can get your SUDs lower and you can get your prefrontal cortex back online and manage something. So often when the reason why I like approaching the body first is when our folks who come to our program feel emotions, they feel them ridiculously strongly, you know, and I include a lot of us therapists in that group too.
Absolutely.
We're highly emotionally sensitive people. Otherwise, we wouldn't be so great at sorry, they're replacing the windows in my apartment.
Oh, is that what that is?
Right now is when the hammering starts.
Yeah.
You know, so when we're emotionally sensitive, and great gifts come with that, compassion, empathy, all of that. And we've learned a lot about regulating our emotions. The problem is that feelings are called feelings for a reason, because they're body sensations. A lot of it is about body sensation. And if we can, when our suds are really high and this whole talky executive functioning sort of thing is online, if we can grab the body first and bring it down using the body, then often we can get a lot further if we're using it rather than using things that are thinky or talky in nature.
Well, I definitely understand. I'm trained in brain spotting, havening, EMDR, all those kinds of, you know, modalities that work on the somatic, the body. So I really agree with you completely. Because how do you heal completely unless, you know, that the body is healed?
For sure.
And so many people go right to CBT because they're comfortable with it. But if we don't get to the body, it's not going to fully heal. At least that's how I see it too.
Right. And it's so funny because we're all talking about the same stuff, aren't we? And we just use different language
words
for it.
Yeah, different words, different ways we do it. And it's all to start getting to the deeper level of the subcortical brain instead of, you know, just at that prefrontal cortex. We're always talking about the subjective unit of disturbance. How disturbing do you feel when you talk about that thing? And, you know, and how that level can come down really quickly, depending upon your different ways of using your techniques. And, you know, does not offer hope for people that are traumatized.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I look forward to hearing you speak on the 19th from 9 to 11. I should be introducing you. Then I will turn off my camera and let you go. We look forward to hearing everything, what you have to say, and learning. Continue to never stop learning. That's why I do what I do, because it's so important to keep learning and learning.
I'm really excited. I'm super excited to get to talk to everybody.
Good. Well, we'll be there on the 19th, and we look forward to getting to know you and hearing your concepts and learning more. So with that said, we will get your video out, and we look forward to that. Within, you know, a few hours, we should have that out for you. All right. So it's good talking to you. Okay. And I will stop.